Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel and another one of these what I've been eating lately types of videos. I know I've done a few of these lately, and those of you who've been missing my longer videos, my what I eat in a week type of videos, don't worry because I am in the midst of filming one this week actually, and it should be up pretty soon. I just kind of want to do smaller videos like this in between longer videos with just random clips of food that I want to show you guys, you know? So anyways, let's just get it right into the video. First, something that I've been really enjoying lately, surprisingly, is this buffalo tempeh. I honestly am not the biggest fan of tempeh. Like when I've had it, it's just been okay, you know? I think like I don't like the flavor of it that much, even when it was like seasoned up and stuff, because I probably just wasn't marinating it enough. You know, I probably just wasn't like letting it really soak into it enough. But this one, this pre-marinated or whatever buffalo tempeh that I find at like a lot of just standard grocery stores. If you have a grocery store that has like a vegetarian section within the produce section, you know what I'm talking about? A lot of grocery stores where I live have those. It's usually where you can find like tofu and random like kombuchas and stuff like that. I'd seen this a lot, but I am not the biggest fan of buffalo flavor, but I don't know. This just really got me. You know, I was like, this is so good. It's like so flavorful. It's like surprisingly very flavorful for like a health food kind of product, you know? And I feel like a lot of the like pre-marinated tofus I get from the store I'm kind of disappointed by also. Like I end up still needing to add a lot more flavor to it, but this tempeh is like good to go. And it smells so good when you're cooking it. But anyways, it's perfect for wraps or also like sandwiches or whatever. But I really liked it for wraps, also salads, okay, just a lot of things. So I've been making a lot of wraps lately. I showed you in a different video with some like chicken, like vegan chicken or whatever. But I've been using this tempeh more often lately because it's somewhat like healthier, you know, right? Less processed. I don't know. Also like fermented goods are good, right? Good for the gut and whatnot. So yeah, I have some cut up cherry tomatoes and cucumbers. I just cut everything on the same plate because I didn't want to add more things to wash. And I also used some pickled red onions that my aunt gave me, and also some avocado, a lot of hummus as the glue basically. And then I also added spinach, and you know, I've been working on my technique with this like wrap making, you know, what's the best way to wrap it up. And I have found that if you put the spinach on last, or whatever, like your greens, lettuce, whatever, something like that, you pack that on last, and then while you're rolling it up, you don't have to get your fingers, if you want to really like tuck it in, you know, grab it, you are just touching spinach instead of like all the wet and sticky vegetables and such, you know? So I did this, and then I was like, okay, I forgot the mustard. So then it kind of foiled my whole plan, but you just stack it back on. And yeah, this was an A+ wrap. I feel healthy eating this. It's like the perfect amount of food for me, you know, it's filling, but it's not like too heavy for like a lunchtime food, you know? I feel like for lunch I try to eat like a smaller amount or just eat something lighter and like fresher. You know, if you eat like too comforty of food in the middle of the day, you kind of like get too comfortable and then just feel lazy for the rest of the day. Like go into a food coma. That's for dinner, you know. You gotta save that big plate of spaghetti for dinner time, and you can just like lay down afterward. Well, actually, I have found out recently that it's not actually good to lay down after you eat a meal because it's not as good for digestion. So anyways, I've also been making microwave s'mores a lot lately. I mean, it's not as good as like a campfire s'more, obviously, but it's still very satisfying. Trader Joe's, I finally started finding their vegan marshmallows in the store again. They moved them into a different area of the store, so I don't know if I just didn't know that for a couple times going there, or if they were just like not selling them for a little bit. I don't know, but either way, I couldn't find them for the longest time, and this time I did, and so s'mores are back, baby. I love s'mores, I love marshmallows. I feel like they're an underrated sweet. I also use some vegan Nutella on it instead of like chocolate bar because I feel like it's just better. But like chocolate chips also work fine. It's just a little bit more like messy, I guess. Also, someone asked me, I don't know if it was on stream or what, I think it was, if I had tried the confectionery, line of nut pods, which I don't know what the other ones are, but this is one of them, a cookie butter flavored one. And I was so excited to try it. I was like, that sounds so good. And I've bought nut pods quite a few times before, so I know that they're usually not sweetened. And so I kind of like it for that reason. I can add as much sweetener as I want if I want to be like healthier on a certain day and use like less sweetener or just use stevia, I can. Or if on one day I want to add a bunch of sweetener, whatever. But then when I was actually like being rung up at the store, I realized that it said sweetened on it. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like that makes sense. Like it's a cookie butter creamer. Like it needs to be like sweet, I guess, or that's what you would expect. But I didn't know that it was like sugar alcohol. I thought it was just gonna be good old plain sugar. Whoa. Whew. It's not sugar. It's like sugar alcohol. I don't like it. I mean, it's not bad, but I just like didn't realize, so I was expecting like normal sweetener, you know. Okay, yeah, sugar is like not the best thing for you. It's good to like reduce your amount of sugar intake. That's what I'm trying to do in my life, you know. But when I want sugar, I want sugar, you know? Like I don't want that sugar alcohol BS, okay? It's lame. I don't like the way it tastes. It feels like a waste. Like I'd rather just give me the sugar, you know? Or at least like give me half sugar alcohol, or half stevia or something like that. And then also, speaking of Trader Joe's, oh yeah, this is a lot of Trader Joe's things in this video. If you ever taken a grocery trip to Trader Joe's and you're like, what am I gonna make for dinner tonight, you know? You can buy all the ingredients for a fabulous vegan pizza at Trader Joe's, or at least at my Trader Joe's. I don't know if all of them have the same products all the time, you know, but they have this pack of 2 pizza doughs, like partial cooked pizza doughs, you know, that are vegan and really good, surprisingly. I always like underestimate store-bought pizza crusts like this, but lately I've been realizing that a lot of them are actually better than some of our local pizza places here. You will hear me complain, but like, what is going on with the local pizza places where I live? I don't know. They all have vegan options and they all disappoint me. Not all of them, but most of them, and I don't know what's going on. I feel like this pizza that I whip up so quickly at home ends up so good, and it's so much cheaper and probably healthier than the ones that I'm getting from these restaurants. I don't know. I'm just disappointed, but I'm not, I don't want to sound too ungrateful, but anyways. And they also have their own vegan mozzarella and now vegan Parmesan cheese. The mozzarella, it's not my favorite vegan cheese. I like Violife better, or Miyoko's, but it's more than decent. Trader Joe's has those meatless meatballs, which if you like defrost them a little and then slice them into, you know, slices, that can be good on pizza too. But for this time, I just used the Tofurky Italian sausages, which I've been buying quite a bit recently because they're pretty affordable and they're really filling. They have a lot of protein. I feel like each one has like 20 grams of protein or something like that. They have those at a lot of different grocery stores also in the same section that I was talking about for the buffalo stuff. They're just a good like default fake meat to get, I guess, that you can just throw into pasta or into like a soup even. I don't know. I like it on pasta and pizza mainly, but you can also put it on, you know, anything else, or just honestly just eat it like straight out of the packaging. That's an experience also. Dip it in some mustard. Okay, some of you might think that's a little wild, but it's good. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, yeah, they're not that good as like a hot dog kind of thing. They're not that good to barbecue. They kind of just get dry and like hard, but they're good in things, like cut up into things. But anyways, yeah, this pizza was so good. I need to stop talking like that. It's so annoying. And then, you know, I always gotta share a little bev a cute little beverage in these videos. I had some leftover lemonade from actually my grad party that we finally had after I graduated a year ago. And I thought, wouldn't it be so fun if I made a matcha lemonade? The first time I saw a matcha lemonade was the last time I went to Disneyland, actually, which was a few years ago. Shout out Mina Rome on YouTube. We actually did some Disneyland videos together. In the Starbucks within the Disneyland, I saw a girl with a green liquid. She had received a bright green liquid from the barista. And I don't usually chat up strangers, you know, but I was like, excuse me, what is that? Because I was like, oh, Starbucks is like selling green juice now? Like, I didn't know about this. And she was like, oh, it's actually matcha lemonade. And I was like, wow, that sounds actually crazy. I've never heard of that before and it sounds weird. But I was very intrigued, but I already ordered my drink, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have ordered that too. So I made it myself though, years later. But anyways, yeah, it's really good. What can I say? But I wouldn't recommend it to your average person. It's kind of just people who like that like earthy flavor, you know? Not everyone likes matcha to begin with. I can understand why some people think it reminds them of like a swamp grass, you know? I feel like the citrus complements it well, and it's like extra refreshing energy. So yeah, anyways, that's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and look out for another What I Eat in a Week video coming soon. That will have plenty more good little goodies in it. Foodie goodies. Wow. Has anyone coined that phrase yet? Okay, thanks for watching. Love you guys. See you later.